the greater good.
Hey everybody, Greater Good Mining here. If you're new to the channel, thanks for stopping by. I'm assuming you're here for Ice River content and specifically for the KS0 Pro. But if you're interested in any other Ice River content, I've got a ton of it. Consider subscribing to my channel and then you won't miss any new Caspa ASIC information. I've been covering this since day one. It's been 3 days, 10 hours, 29 minutes since I kicked on this beautiful, amazing Caspa Mining Mini Beast, the KS0 Pro. I am getting 210 gigahash per second, 30-minute average in the web GUI, 0% rejected shares using K1 pool, and my temperatures are looking good. I want my exhaust temperature to be around 60 degrees Celsius. It's 64 degrees Celsius right now, and it's in an air-conditioned room. It's probably about 74 degrees in here. Intake temp's 49 degrees. It is pretty hot to the touch. You might have seen my KS0 Pro arrival video, and I did some thermal imaging testing. Ice River sent me a DM and told me that at room temperature, which they consider to be 25 degrees Celsius, which is 77 degrees Fahrenheit, that the KS0 Pro exterior temperatures can be expected to be around 58 degrees. Now, mining, you get the byproduct of heat. It's normal. It's part of the process. But a miner is kind of like a car. You know, you need to be in a certain temperature range for these things to work at their best efficiency, with safety, of course, always in mind. So Ice River says it can reach approximately 58 degrees Celsius, but I don't necessarily want it to reach 58 and stay there. So they said you can put the USB fan on top. Temperature should have dropped to around 45 degrees to 50 degrees Celsius exterior temps. So I would be more comfortable with like 50 degrees rather than approaching 58 degrees Celsius. So let's go ahead and do some testing to see where we're at today now that the thing's been running for a while. I'm going to ask for some help once again from my buddy the Predator. Let's hit it with the thermal imaging camera and see what we've got going on with this beautiful Caspa Mining Mini Beast. Okay, so I was making clicking sounds back and forth with the Predator. Yes, I do speak the Predator's language. It was hitting 56 degrees, and the Predator and I both were saying, yeah, that's a bit too hot. So I'm going to stick a USB fan on this, and I'm going to talk about ROI projections while I let the USB fan cool this down. We'll re-hit this with the thermal imaging camera once I'm done talking about how much Caspa I have mined in the last 3 days. Okay, hold the phone. I put the USB fan on top of the KS0 Pro, and I started doing my calculations for my ROI, like I said I was just going to do. And I looked back at my web GUI and I was like, oh my God, my KS0 Pro suddenly went up to 260 gigahash per second after I put the USB fan on it. It's a superpower. Put the USB fan on there for this extra hash rate. But no, what happened was K1 pool went down. So the hash rate looks like it shot up there, and I started getting all these rejected shares. So I was digging into it for about an hour. I tagged K1 Pool on Twitter, just kind of waiting for a resolution. So in the meantime, I switched to a Caspa pool as a backup pool. So anyway, yeah, that's why the hash rate went up. It wasn't because it got cooler. As you can see, now I'm getting back to the normal expected hash rate, about 215 gigahash per second. So anyway, let's go ahead and check the temperatures for the heck of it, because the USB fan has been on there for an hour. Let's just take a look at what we got, and then we can do the ROI projections. Interestingly enough, my internal temp 1 exhaust temp is higher. It's 65 degrees Celsius. So what I've noticed is, since I put the USB fan on top, I have it aiming up to suck the air out of the ASIC. My internal fans have gone down from 75% down to 50%. So maybe the internal fans are working better than the external fan. It just seems like it's running hotter inside of the ASIC. So let's take a look at what the Predator has to say. Okay, so this is with the USB fan aiming up. The internal fans seem to have defaulted or auto-adjusted to 50%. Now my exterior temperatures are at about 50 degrees Celsius, which is pretty much what Ice River told us would happen if we stuck a fan on top. Now let's flip the fan over, see what we get. Okay, so it looks like fan up, fan down, fan off. Doesn't seem to matter because these fans are just auto-adjusting anyway. So your exterior temperature will drop. We'll hit the KS0 Pro again with the Predator in a second, but 64 degrees exhaust temp, and the fans are at 50%. So it kind of seems like the fans, the internal fans, are just going to go ahead and adjust no matter what you got on top of the thing, and it's going to keep the exhaust temperature at
about 64 degrees. That's what it looks like. So let's go ahead and hit the KS0 Pro with the Predator again and just kind of see where we're at with the external temps with the fans aiming down towards the ASIC. Okay, with the fans aimed down towards the ASIC, you will see once I swing around a little bit towards the corner of the machine here that the temperatures are more like in the 45 degree range instead of the 50 degree range like we were seeing with the fans aimed up. So this might be helpful to you if you've got it in a hotter environment like mine. I'm keeping inside my air conditioned home. But if you've got yours in a shed or a garage and it's like hot out, you might want to consider aiming the fan down just to kind of help getting some of the heat off the heatsink. The fans will auto adjust, but they're going to be limited to some extent. They're two smaller little fans. They were running at 75% in my home that's air conditioned down to about 74 degrees. There's, it could go up to 100%. There was a little more wiggle room. But if you're going to have these outside in a shed or a hot garage or something like that, I would definitely put a USB fan on these. Okay, let's talk about ROI projections and how much Caspa I've been mining per day with this Caspa mining mini beast. So if you are going to buy anything from Ice River, don't forget I have an affiliate link with a discount code attached. So you can get 5% off any Ice River Caspa ASIC if you use my discount code GREAT 2023, all caps. I'm going to leave that in the description, just like I leave it in the description of my other videos. Let's go ahead and click on my link that you'll see in the description, and we'll get the price of the KS0 Pro. I want to make sure we got the actual current price. And let's click on KS0 Pro. Okay, current price $429. And don't forget you'll need a power supply. The discount doesn't apply to the power supply or the shipping. So we will apply this discount, the 5% off, to the $429. Then we'll add in the cost of the power supply. And then shipping should be $55. Probably depends on your country and everything. But for me, it's showing up as $55. Okay, so if we take 429 divided by pi and factor in the speed at which an object falls from the Earth's gravitational pull, we can easily see that my 5% off discount code on a KS0 Pro saved you $21.45. You're welcome, everyone. And then the total will be $482.45. So now that we know the price of the machine, let's check on the Caspa network hash rate. It's 58.44 petahash, and it did take a dip earlier. Remember when I was saying K1 pool went down while I was trying to shoot this video? I know it fluctuates up and down quite a bit, but that's a pretty big dip considering. So anyway, the network hash rate currently is 58.4, and let's go ahead and check on the price of Caspa itself. Okay, let's check the price of Caspa. I went to uphold.com because it just became listed on uphold.com. It's huge news, and other huge news, look at the price of Caspa. Oh my God, it's 0.14. It's 14 cents. Top gainer today, 44.85% change. That is amazing. That is just absolutely amazing. So let's go ahead and punch this beautiful 14 cents into our ROI calculator and see how long it would take to ROI the KS0 Pro with my exclusive 5% discount. Okay, I've punched in the numbers on the ROI calculator. The machine costs $482. You're getting 200 gigahash of Caspa mining power. And if you saw my video the other day, the setup video for my KS0 Pro, it's pulling 93 watts. So that's what I put in there. And I am just blown away by this price. That's helping quite a bit. So your ROI, according to this calculator, would be February 15th this coming year. And that's if the price of Caspa doesn't change. We know the network hash rate will go up. I always say that in all my videos. That's going to keep going up because more of these miners are coming out. But who would have thought Caspa would just blast up to 14 cents? My KS0 Pro was averaging about 45 Caspa per day. So far, in just almost 4 days, not quite 4 days, I've mined $25 of Caspa. $25.25 actually worth of Caspa. So this thing is just crushing it. I mean, look at that yield. Check these numbers out. $6.20 per day, 44 Caspa per day. It didn't sound like that much back a few months ago. People were complaining the KS0s were only pulling in like $1 a day. This is the main thing about crypto. You could be mining 25 Caspa a day and the price could go up to $1. So all that time you could have been stacking that coin, you would have been making $25 per day in retrospect. So that's the whole thing. Like, not financial advice, but if you can afford to, just keep mining. That's my experience so far with the KS0 Pro. I'll continue to do videos like this and make Ice River content and Caspa mining content. So if you liked the video, do me a favor, hit the like button, share it with a friend, and consider subscribing to my channel. I'll be covering this stuff in perpetuity. This is an awesome story. I love Caspa, and I think it's going to do really well in the next bull run. The tech is amazing. Anyway, that's it for this video. If you like to hit like, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Twitter, join my Discord, and last but not least, don't forget to keep it decentralized for the greater good.
The greater good.